Welcome to Wine Enthusiast IGTV series, The Rich History and Wines of Cariñena. This IGTV series is produced by Wine Enthusiast and brought to you by Grandes Vinos. My name is Lauren Mowery. I'm a contributing editor of Wine Enthusiast, and I'll be your host for this series. Each week this month, we'll bring you a different perspective on the wines of Cariñena, from its history, terroir, grapes, to food and culture. Spain has long been known for its lively food and drink culture. From afternoon repasts full of wine and laughter to late evening dinners followed by music and dancing, there's always a fiesta to be found. Of course, Spain is an expansive, not expensive, country. Every region has its own dishes and festival traditions. So let's look at the delights of Aragon. One of the largest and least populated regions of Spain, the ancient agricultural traditions of Aragon inform the cuisine today. Dishes may speak to the past with their authenticity and rusticity, while modern versions created by young or innovative chefs embrace the future. Classic dishes include suckling lamb. Ternasco de Aragon, for example, is the meat from specific breeds of sheep protected by designation of origin, just like wine. This lamb has a mild flavor and is low in fat. Locals roast or grill it with potatoes, garlic, parsley, and of course, eat it with red wine. It's a typical dish on the Christmas table. Though meat steals the show in Aragon, river fish like eel and trout, especially from the Ebro, are enjoyed too. Of course, what grows together goes together, and these foods are frequently paired with the dry red wines of Cariñena, whether Garnacha, Carignan, or blends. In fact, the wines of Somontano Dio, a mountainous wine appellation in Huesca, pair beautifully with the regional food. Take the organic wines of Idrias, especially the tempranillo, a grape well known to American consumers. While there are many opportunities to sample Aragonese wine and its food in its establishments, festivals hold a special place in the hearts of locals. Imagine town fountains running red with wine, and you've got the Fiesta de la Vendimia, or the Harvest Festival. The celebration held in Cariñena is popular with locals and visitors alike, who crowd the streets in late September. For sure, this is an event to mark on your calendar for the future.
Hi, my name is Lauren Mowery. I am the contributing travel editor for Wine Enthusiast magazine. I'm speaking with Lianna Daniel, U.S. Export Manager for Grandes Vinos. So Lianna, what brought you to Aragon in the first place?
So I lived in Aragon just over a year, and I was doing a master's in international trade there when I linked up with the winery and began to go in every day working with them. And I got an amazing opportunity to meet with winemakers, to go see the vineyards, to meet with the Grandes Vinos' incredible team. And it really gave me a unique cultural and professional perspective, both on the wine industry as well as on Grandes Vinos specifically.
Aragon is known for its wine and food. What can you tell us about a day visiting the wineries of Grandes Vinos?
Well, first I'd say it depends on what time of year, where they're at in harvest. Depending on that, you'll get some notable weather differences. You can get really warm, hot weather in the summer. You can get this really cold, dry season in the winter, but any time of year it's beautiful. It's covered in vineyards for miles and miles with different topography. That's very interesting. And when you come into the winery, you'll meet with very friendly people. English isn't super common there, so be prepared to have your Spanish-English dictionary or Google Translate. With an invitation or with some prior meetings, it's very common to have a lunch together. And for that lunch to be, for Americans, quite late, more like 2 or 3 p.m. and to go several hours, not your typical 30-minute, 1-hour lunch break.
What's a typical dinner in Aragon like?
So the dinners in Aragon are really similar to the lunches in terms of what's served. Typically there will be lamb there, for example, as the meat. However, the biggest difference to American culture is how late it is. 11 p.m., quite typical. That's when all the restaurants will be bustling. If you show up at 7 p.m., you're probably oftentimes the restaurants won't even be open yet. So be prepared to adjust your schedule if you're over there.
So gastronomy is very important to the Aragonese, and there are a lot of traditional dishes being reinvented by modern chefs. Can you talk a little bit about the Michelin star restaurants and just the state of gastronomy in Aragon?
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because gastronomy is such a part of Spanish tradition and especially Aragonese tradition. In some places you cook to eat. In Aragon, it is an art form, is something to enjoy at every meal, especially the lunches and dinners. And I'd say a great place to start is there's even a golden book of Aragonese cuisine, and they offer wine pairings with it, and a lot of different chefs contributed to it. So I'd say that's the best place to start, but in general, you can rely on the gastronomy being a mix between creative, healthy, and typically beautiful as well.
Hi, my name is Lauren Mowery. I'm the contributing travel editor for Wine Enthusiast magazine. Today I'm tasting a wine from Somontano. It's a mountainous appellation in Aragon, which is in northeastern Spain. The wine is called Idrias, and it's 100% tempranillo organic. Quite transparent in the glass. It's ruby hued with a tinge of purple, clean and clear. See how it smells. It's got quite a perfumed nose. Red fruits that are consistent with tempranillo, like strawberry, cherry, raspberry, as well as spice and some herbal character. See how it tastes. On the palate, you get a lot of the same fruit as you had on the nose. Red cherries, strawberries, raspberries. It's kind of crunchy and bright, which I think is driven by the acidity, which must be from those mountainside vineyards in Somontano. There's also a slight herbal character, maybe a hint of mintiness. Tannins are present, but they're fairly fine knit. I would put this wine with pizzas and pastas on weeknights, on weekends, if you're going a little bit bigger, maybe a steak, pork chops. You can do this with teriyaki chicken. It's really nice. Thank you.